Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The month of February 2026 horoscope is here, and it is going to be quite the month. A huge portal is opening in our heavens, and a destiny change is coming your way. The month of February's horoscope 2026 is going to bring you a portal of destiny that opens up new financial directions for you. It's also going to open up increased likelihood of international travel, book publishing deals, and matters of getting your act together and moving into alignment with your purpose. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothy, and I'll be guiding you through the month of February 2026 in a week-by-week format over the next 25 to 30 minutes. Settle in, get a cup of tea, a coffee, a beer, a wine, whatever your cup of something is, and let's get going. Before I tell you about how this month looks for you, don't forget, you can still get my 2026 individual or all signs videos for the year ahead. And these videos are more than 2 hours long. One of them is like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I really take you through the year ahead in the priority of the biggest to the smallest and least important elements. And I also have a PDF guidebook that's 26 pages that goes with those videos. The prices are still on sale. I kept them at my December sale price just because I know everyone is having financial struggle. I hear from many of my students and my clients that unless you're the top 10% investing in the stock market, life isn't a bed of roses economically. So please check it out. It's in my description box below. And let's get rolling and talk about, and I'm teaching my class for intermediate level astrology to advanced on the Divine Timing Masterclass, probably in March. If you want to sign up for that, don't come in as a beginner. The information is in the description box to get on the early bird notice waitlist. All right, so let's get started and talk about what the sky should be offering you. If you are running the script of a Leo sun, moon, and rising, I know you ask me every time, so I repeat myself, and there's 6,900 newbies here. Sun sign is your career and purpose, and it's your core essential identity. It's who you are in the matrix. It's your true self. It's like the actor or the game player in the simulation or video game, the actor in the movie. That's your sun. That's who you really are. It's not your ego. It's your true soul identity, right? Spark of the divine. Yet at the same time, your rising sign is essential because we have hair and a body and a mind and a character and a personality. And that's how we operate. The solar energy moves through the simulation character. That's your rising sign. And the moon is how you think and you feel about life. It's your emotional, mental complex, but it's also connected to home-based matters like where you live. So the nest. So all said and done, most people benefit from a rising sign greatly. Listening for that. And the secondary way to listen is your sun, because as we approach the 43rd year onward, we begin to align more with the true essence of who we are and begin to see that the sun can play out in a very accurate way. And similarly, under the age of 7, the sun is highly operational. Like, give me a child under the age of 7, says a Jesuit, and I'll mold them into like a villain or a hero, All right, so what am I doing here? I'm going to show you the sky, and we're going to navigate the whole thing together. But I'm not sharing, so in that case, I lied. I actually had someone a couple of times say to me in my comments that I lied to them because they didn't win the lottery. And I'm like, you cannot believe that, like, say, whatever that video was, every Scorpio won the lottery that month or something. I'm telling you about probability curves and central tendencies. This is not a personal reading. A lot of it will resonate. Some of it won't. All right. So starting with the ascendant in the sign of Cancer, sun, moon, and rising as well, of course, we're going to move that ascendant back a titch so I don't lose the sign. Give me a minute. So Cancer, sun, and moon, and rising sign, we were going to notice that this stellium, this once in a lifetime, last seen in 1994 heavyweight of planets here, starts the end of January. And you've been under this influence with Mars's cooperation since January 23rd. So there's a lot of focus coming into the month of March or February already at the end of January. And this is money, taxes, resources, shared money with a spouse, inheritance money, investment money, mortgages, finances, credit card money, banking money. Okay, you got all this money. It's not your earned income, right? It's where your money makes money or you receive money in a chunky money. Yeah, it's very spiritual too, very deep dive into psyche and soul work. But this kind of money and the eighth house, it literally is being focused on for sure as you head into the month of February. You've got a lot on your mind, Mercury, regarding finances for some reason, and maybe financial well-being of your children as well under the sky. Now, as we move forward and you notice that the days continue and we're going to move into the next month, right? We're going to start to lose this stellium. I want you to be aware of that, because most of January, but particularly after the 23rd, you've been heavily invested in financial matters. And as we go on, and this is like taking you back to 1994, January into February, that's the last time the stellium happened here. And now we're going to go into the first of the month, and we're going to talk about how it is that the sun and moon are opposite, and we have a full moon at 13 degrees of Leo in your house of earned income. Full moons bring fulfillment and completion from seeds you planted last late July or into August during Leo season's new moon. And that new moon is now going to fulfill itself or fruit or become a blossom on the tree. Well, it looks to me like you want to blossom and fulfill a money situation, maybe a financial gain in particular, but money connected as well to spousal shared resources, investment money, mortgages, etc. Under this kind of sky, some of you might be looking at the purchase of a home and wanting to possess your own home, or to dispossess yourself of your own home, to sell a home. So property sale, property purchase energy is very activated from this full moon on February 1st. But understand that the moon will unfold not just in a day, but give you evidence of what it's about in the 30 days that follows February 1st. So the whole month of February, you should know what I'm talking about by the end of the month, but also it can continue to unfold over over 6 months. If you wanted to complete something and end a part of your life that's connected to work, right? Livelihood. This is similar to, you could be saying, okay, well, that was great. I don't want to do that kind of work anymore. And you may be moving away and taking the steps necessary to leave that kind of work in the 6 months that follows a fulfillment moon or completion moon in the earnings house. Now, one last thing is, any of you are trying to change your health habits and your dietary style, this is a moon that can bring you into contact with the release and letting go of addictive substances, self-undoing habits and patterns, and dietary problems. Okay. Food style changes could come from this moon for you in the 6 months that follows. Now, that is a full moon in Leo to kick us off. It also will kind of pre-echo the eclipse in August at 20 degrees of Leo. There's going to be a total solar eclipse there on August 12th. We'll be bringing it up when we get to that on my channel. So please like and subscribe. But just know that there's also kind of a resonance from this particular moon, all right, to the new moon that may be coming up is coming up as an eclipse in August. When we go forward, we talk next about Uranus heading into direct motion on the 4th of February. It's not something that feels very powerful because he's stationary, but it's also more than a day in the life of. He will turn on the 4th, 5th. He will turn direct motion from retrogradation. And it's the last finale of a journey of Uranus through your 11th house that began in 2018, May. And this energy is now, you know what you want. It's time to go direct on it. And this is the gains of one's career. So again, decisions around money, earnings, and career path. Now you're electrically charged to move forward through to April the 26th and make the necessary changes in very powerful ways. It could be quite good for your money, because this is a wealth star called Algol that he's on, but it's also wealth magic star, but it's also a very disruptive energy too. And so it could be possible, as he stations direct here on the 4th, and he is in a sextile to Saturn, there may be a real a slamming of a door but a way that you're relieved to feel the door slam. Okay. As you close out and end, finally, grand finale, completion, end of the track, Saturnian containment of some earnings path and letting it go. At the same time, this station direct also will be here till to 26th of April. And elements of your life connected to a sibling one older, Patreons, benefactors, allies, friends who want to help you, windfalls, pennies from heaven are activated. I really like this as a potential feeling like you hit a jackpot on the stationary direct around February 4th, but we'll see what happens because Mercury activates this as well. And we'll get to that. And that's the chunky money windfall vibe for you. And Mars says lucky money luck. So under the sky, you could come into a bit of a cash cow windfall moment, not promising that, of course. I'm not lying to you, around February the 4th. And then you could let it roll all the way to the third week of April, but most potent on the turnaround stationary energy. Then we have on February the 5th, Mercury square Uranus. Now, Mercury, information, news, phone calls, texts, Uranus, shocking, surprising, exciting, or exhilarating, and unexpected. This is the first of 4 such activations. I think I forgot to say in the intro, we have a big destiny portal in the money house. And this is why we're talking about this as a thumbnail title, but also it's a month of sudden and extreme changes. And in this regard, it's kind of like, well, this is information about savings, loans, bank accounts, mortgages, inheritances, spousal shared monies, or just simply information about money that you don't have in a paycheck form. And there's a surprise. And there's a square to Uranus in the house of gains, but also the house of windfalls. So it doesn't have to be bad. You know, I'd be a little careful in the stock market for downdrafts here for you around February 4th if you're an investor. But Venus is kind of bringing a bonification or sweetness to it. She's closely hugging Mercury. And this is Uranus taking the bidding of Venus, so in her sign. So it could be some really good news financially. Okay, so it's exciting, but it's unexpected. So let me know how that plays out for you. I'd be interested. Maybe it's a check in the mail, for goodness sakes. Maybe it's an inheritance notice. I don't know. Your in-laws, money from them, and some good news money stories, maybe connected to land, property, and real estate in unexpected ways, or financial benefits from a sibling one older, and you're getting to cash in on their luck as well. Now, on the energy of, that's the first of 4 surprises coming this month ahead. On February the 6th, Mercury will slide into Pisces, and that's where he will be for a god-awfully long time. He's going to retrograde here on the 26th, and therefore he ends up staying in Pisces until mid-April. Having him here for like 2.5 months, which is a long time, is something that happens about every 7 years. And for you, it's going to be something connected to your deepest purpose in life. You're going to really be in the thick of kind of a, you know, like you did in 2019, for example, right? And 20. You're going to start doing this deeper dive into what is my meaning? What is my purpose? So my Cancer rising sister retired in 2018 from a hospital nursing job of 30 years and began to ask that question and ended up becoming an online healer. So I want to say to you that you're back in this, like, what's my meaning? What's my purpose? And you're going to find it over this year and next year. But this is the beginning of that, you know, investigation. And because 9th house represents education, mentors, guides, and teachers, you could end up going into some area of study that's going to align with your new meaning of life direction. And Jupiter is doing something beautiful, supporting you to find the truth, the knowledge and wisdom of what your purpose is. If you're in the publishing industry, writing, publishing, all of that, this can be very positive as Mercury spends 2.5 months here getting book deals, for example, or publishing contracts or best-selling status. That's nice. That's good for you. And finally, the last thing I'd say about Mercury spending 2.5 months here, and we'll be doing a separate video on it, is that you might have a lot of conversations going on or travel opportunities happening connected to foreigners, foreign places, and foreign lands. And I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't even involve travel with a sibling, one older, or siblings in general between this ingress and the middle of April. And if you travel on the 26th of February, add 3 weeks, you've been to that place before. It's nothing new. All right, you're traveling to a place you've been before. We move onwards. And it's good for travel. Mercury is the protector of travelers on the road, the patron protector of travelers on the road. Now, we covered February 1st, right, to the 6th, 7th. Now we're moving on to February the 7th. Until the 14th. So you see how we track this one? February 7th to the 14th. What is going on? I bet you're excited to find out. Well, one thing that's going on is that finally Saturn is leaving the sign of Pisces, right? We're going to say sayonara. But before that happens, it's going to be on the 8th or so that Venus will square Uranus. Now, we already saw Mercury do the surprise about money, and then Venus follows suit. It's really almost the same story, just separated out by a few days from February 5th to February the 8th, 9th. So 7th, 8th, 9th, Venus squares Uranus. Again, Venus is a benefic. Venus is good. This is money. Sun's close at hand, money connected to surprises, bonuses, performance reviews, royalty checks, ad income, payouts from banks, massive tax rebates. I don't know. Good money news, but also because of Venus, she rules your 4th house of land, property, and real estate, as well as career gains and windfalls. That kind of goodness around money, that kind of nectar of sweetness is coming through here as well. And other people benefiting you financially, including siblings, for example. That is a story that I'm seeing for you as Venus completes what Mars began on February 5th, 6th, as she gets into the thick of it, 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's really one story in 2 parts, but it's surprising and positive. On the 11th and 12th, Mercury will conjunct the North Node of Fate in your 9th house. This is volume up, intensity, worldly success, and destiny. The 9th house is travel, foreign lands and foreign places and foreign people. At a very simple level, this looks like opportunities that are fated to go for a trip somewhere abroad. However, Mercury rules your short distance travel house down below in the 3rd house, and it could also be shorter distance or domestic travel. You could get a book publishing deal or an agent in a fated, destined way around the 11th or 12th. And you might also get some increase or success in academic settings or in court wins and court matters. As we move towards Venus's ingress into Pisces, where she is exalted, she's going to do her damned well best to give you support here till March the 6th. From February 10th to March the 6th, Venus is bonifying your 9th house, where Mercury will be till mid-April. And the combination is quite powerful for Venus is, let me bring you something good and beautiful. And Mercury says, let me help. And it's Jupiter says, I'm in charge. So good things are trining you. It's very lucky energy for you, especially then. So just say overall, you feel lucky, but lucky in what? Well, lucky in getting accepted into your favorite college, campus, university, luck in international travel, luck in book publishing, luck in royalty income from book publishing, a luck in things to do with meaning and purpose, guides and teachers. And a very practical note, Saturn means elder, Venus means female. A female elder, guide, mentor, or teacher could come your way and really light your world up and really support you to move towards something powerful and meaningful to you by educational opportunity, for example. And Venus is money, and this is a house of court. So maybe you're going to be coming into some financial wins through legal lawsuit matters, especially if it's in a lawsuit around business partner or spousal support separation agreements, and you might be coming out on top here in a legal case. Now, one more thing about Venus in your in your 9th house. I mean, my God, she's in such a powerful spot. If you're a single Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, looking for a relationship, I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. You're going to have to wait, maybe, until the beginning of March when Mars moves into the 9th house, but she can get you started. Okay. And in the beginning, like the seeds of a new relationship want to come to you that will be lasting, enduring, and committed. Okay. Thanks to Saturn. So it's like something's going on here where you could be traveling or in a learning setting or studying or in a court setting, and you could be meeting a very powerful and positive new romantic partner for the singletons looking for love. And so I'll give you that window of time it's most likely to meet somebody. I'm jumping ahead, but I'm going to do that for you. That will be between the 2nd and the 6th of March is Romance Central, if you're interested. All right. Then we go into Saturn on the 13th, 14th. That's ingressing into Aries, where he is going to be for 3 years until 2028. The last time he was here was 1996 to 1999. Okay, so this is a story that's repeating. It's about your career. It's about your reputation. It's the top of the sky. And, I think it was April of 1999 that this began. And this energy up here is extraordinarily potent because where Saturn goes, we want to apply discipline and hard work, authority and mastery of career success. And you will be doing that for the next 3 years. So I hope you know what you want, right? And it could lead to a wedding if you're single. In the next 3 years, you might legalize a relationship and formalize a wedding. And it can also open up perhaps some opportunities that could connect you to making income from more passive sources like ad revenue and royalty income and less direct earnings. So there's a lot that Saturn wants to do up there. Be patient. He's a little bit impatient in the sign of youth and impulsiveness and recklessness, which is Aries. So my invitation to you is to cultivate patience and think about your 3-year plan in your career space. And you begin to feel into that as soon as he gets into this part of your chart on the 13th and 14th of the month. Now, from the 14th to the 21st of the month, let's talk. The sun is going to follow up and give you a surprise. Here's the sun. It is squaring Uranus, and you're going to feel it on the 14th and the 15th and the 16th. But that's okay. You've been through this before, right? Mercury squared Uranus on February 5th. Venus did it on February the 8th. So nothing brand new here. But the key part of that is the sun is the ruler of your possessions. I have a car, I have a house, I have a sofa, right? I have. And you have money, you have wallet, you have savings, you have earned income here. So there is a quality about the sun that could say a surprise around money. Again, a lot of money focus here, but this might be more aligned with the actual money that you're making, okay, in some way, or a surprise around a possession, right? Something like that. Unexpected development. The sun exalts your career and represents father figures, an unexpected career opportunity that's going to bring you more money than you imagined you were going to ever get. So on the 16th and the 17th, we have good news. Okay, good news. Mercury will trine Jupiter. Jupiter, good. Mercury, news. So this trine is pretty active on the 15th, 16th, 17th. I mean, you can feel it building here around the 14th, right? 15th, 16th, even into the 17th. Mercury would be like a little bit hard pressed to give you details. Like the university calls you up and says, we got an opening, someone dropped out, we want you in there. And you're like, but they haven't sent the contract, and you have to then dig in to see what that really means in terms of financial obligation, for example. The book publishing deal has been given to you in a verbal gesture, but you don't have any fine print yet. Like there's something about Mercury kind of fogged out here in Pisces. It's not his precision spot. He's a more mystical and fantastical and imaginal and less down to earth and looking at the fine print. So be careful there, but it's still good news. And Jupiter's moving towards Mercury. Mercury's moving towards them. They're having a collaborative meeting. And Jupiter can also be activating your 12th house in Vedic astrology right now, bringing you because of the dristi, bringing you a sense that this could also involve some opportunity for financial gain connected to distant lands and far off shores and companies and countries and people. But it's good news anyway. And good news around a travel opportunity as well, especially if it involves siblings. Those are stories I see. Exciting and good news, right? Solar eclipse, portal of destiny opens in Aquarius, 28 degrees on the 17th of the month. That's because on the 17th, the moon will be with the sun at 28, almost 29 degrees of Aquarius with Mars and Pluto. Although we had eclipses here that you've lived through in 2008, 2009, and also 1989, August to July of 1991. Although you had eclipses in your chunky money house and your occult mysteries and your deep spiritual stuff of liberating from the matrix as an egoic identity, even though you've lived through those in the past, I gave you those times. Should I say it again? 2008, 2009, 1989 to 1991. This is different. Pluto's here, first in a lifetime. So what the hell are you going to do with that? Deep wealth could come off of this. Profound wealth can come off of this. But it will come through the 9th house on this eclipse because the 9th house has to do with your publishing, book publishing, teaching, academics, legal and court matters, destiny connected to purpose and a meaningful life. And it's a lucky house as well. So it's kind of going to open up some kind of positive financial situation. There's no two ways about it. Now, it's also activating an inheritance house, and the ninth house can be connected to father figures or a sibling too older, where money could come to you as well, not just inheritances, just by like gratitude from the parent or something or the sibling. If you go back in time, did you receive any inheritances in 89 to 91, for example, or money in 2008, 2009, for example? Now, one of the things about this eclipse, right, is that it's going to be, as I said, activating a node here and money here. These two houses are intertwined. That won't be true in the eclipse next year in 27 at the same time of year. It will be a total energetic field only in the eighth house. So this has really got two stories in one. Well, let's continue on. I think that you might find as we move into this story that this could be money from your career as well. I won't go into all the details, but the placement of Saturn, the Lord of the eclipse in your 10th house, could indicate some of this money is career related and can be generated by your ambitious directions in the next year and a half in your career as well. All right. So then we talk next about the next story. It will be that on February the 15th, 16th, the sun will square Uranus, just like Venus did February the 8th and Mercury February the 5th. The sun will move here, as you see, squares Uranus. You'll feel it like really tightly on the 15th, 16th. Oh, I did that already. Sorry. I'm at the solar eclipse, brain damage. On the 17th, yeah, I did the solar eclipse. At the same time the eclipse is happening, Venus will be conjunct the North Node. Now, Venus North Node energy is like Mercury North Node, which I covered already. I hope I did. Mercury conjunct the North Node, destined news or information on the 11th and 12th, connected to publishing, book publishing. I did cover it, I hope, or travel opportunity. But then we have destined Venus conjunct the North Node, and that's a benefic in her exaltation being volumed up and amplified by the North Node for worldly success or increase. So this energy looks like something very exciting for you around the 17th, the same day as the eclipse, a day or two before and after, as Venus hobnobs with Rahu, the North Node. Oh, and Jupiter says, I bring you luck. I bring you luck. Don't worry, I bring you luck. Okay. So boom, what is this intense destined luck? It could be a windfall, pennies from heaven, because Venus rules your 11th house of great gains and windfalls. It could come from a sibling, an ally, a benefactor, or some support from one of those people that blows your socks off. Could look like an unexpected opportunity to travel quite a distance or unexpected opportunity to move your home to another country. Again, destined fated North Node represents the foreigner and the house of the foreigner, foreign elements. I see that for you around this 16th, 17th, 18th energetic field. It may be connected to what Mercury was doing on the 11th and the 12th. Finally, on the 20th, Saturn and Neptune finally get together at an exact degree. Now, this is something that, joining in this part of the chart at the exact degree happened in 1703. Not at this degree for 6,000 years, but it's something to do with a reset button in your career. So I'm not going to tell you much about it. I'll be doing a deep dive video, but it's like a new beginning that lasts 3 years about how till 2028 about making your dreams come true in your career space and amplifying your worldly success. If you're into enlightenment, entertainment, movies, Hollywood, probably the metaverse, all of that stuff. So there's something exciting happening here that's just being seeded here. It's just the seed planting, right? It's not the final thing, but you'll feel this kind of new direction beginning around the 20th of the month. Then we will see on February the 25th to the 28th or so, Mars will square Uranus. This is the fourth surprise in a row, guys. I'll repeat it. February 5th, Mercury squared Uranus. February 8th, Venus squared Uranus. The sun did the same damn thing on the 15th, 16th, and here we have Mars finalizing it. Mars says, let's make a decision. Let's choose. Let's go to the road less traveled or the road everyone travels. Mars always represents cutting, ending, severing, and deciding. And so we can't, travel two roads at once. So we decide and we bifurcate our path. But it's in a money house. It could be about inheritances, spousal shared resources, in-law monies, investment monies, taxes, etc. Because it trines the house of real estate, could be involved planning or selling or buying homes and thinking about it and deciding what you really want. But there's a surprise as well. Now, come on, Uranus is like on a well star in a windfall house. So with an exalted moon, and look at that beautiful moon. I forgot to bring it up for the last sign, but we end up with a mini trine going on here too. How lovely. Very lucky sky opening up really beautiful things around February 22nd. And I'm not too sure what those beautiful things are, but yeah, it could be opportunities to travel, sibling travel, windfalls, pennies from heaven, and good luck may flow to you with amazing golden rainbows and unicorns. And you need to make some decisions about it. So, it doesn't matter. Like a penny from heaven falls and you go, oh my God, I want to buy a house. But, you're like, like maybe I should not buy a house. Maybe I should just save it or something going on here. This opportunity needs to be decided upon. You probably, although you could choose, you probably won't make the final decisions activated in terms of action that you take off your decision making. You probably won't make those final decisions until mid-March when Mars becomes visible in Pisces. We'll talk about that when that time comes on my channel. All righty. Then February 26th, Mercury will turn retrograde. I already told you he would be retrograding here, and he'll be for 3 weeks going backwards. I'll cover that on my channel in depth. If you're a Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and you're 17 to 21 degrees, or I'd say that range probably, or 18 to 21 degrees of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, of course, you feel it much more intensely, right? And you're going to change your mind, refine, revise, redirect yourself regarding publications, book publishing, education, foreign land travel, court cases, legal matters, and purpose and meaning. However, my experience with real clients in real-time life is that this retrograde leads to opportunities to travel abroad, to foreign lands and places that you have before been to. It's not brand new. Okay, you've been there before. And so if that opportunity starts to open up or you're going to travel, it will likely be a familiar distant shore, opening up a door of travel, and it will be destined with the North Node and maybe bring new love to you as well if you're single. And this opens up the travel door to places you've been before February 26th until February 26th until March 20th. Okay, we'll travel away, have some fun. Book the trip or take the trip, but most likely take the trip. I'm having a hot flash. Moving into like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you like menopausal women sweating it out in front of a ring light to give you guys this forecast. Holy crap. Okay, remember how we had the good news on February 16th and 17th that Mercury was delivering from this house, including good legal news and book publishing and purpose and education? Well, then Venus follows suit and says, I got some better news. I got some better juice for you guys. I'm exalted. And on the 22nd of the month, did I cover that? Oh, I did cover that. This is what happens when I'm overheating. I do apologize. Moving back to where we actually are in time. All right. The sun will conjunct the North Node on the 27th. Venus did the same thing on the 17th. And Mercury conjunct the North Node as well on the 11th, 12th. The sun means its joy. The sun is in the house of its joy. So it's very powerful. Worldly success, 8 degrees of Pisces. Definitely benefiting near 8 degrees sun, moon, and rising Cancer's a bit more than everyone else, but you all feel it. And the sun is a ruler of your income, earnings, and possessions. I don't know, because Venus is here, possess a new home, right? Possess a new property in a distant, far offshore land. Mercury's here, possess something new in a new neighborhood. So many ways this could go. I'm not sure which way it will, but it's very positive and it's very fated. And if you're single, no, get thee to the ashram, the mosque, the temple, the church, the spiritual community, the travel places to meet somebody under the sky. Pretty damn awesome for single love stories becoming coupled. February the 28th Venus and Mercury co-join. He's retrograde. He bumps right into her on this kind of boom. They're together, and it'll be like the 27th, 28th, right? You're going to feel it. Mercury is information, and Venus is fortunate. Fortunate news, fortunate information, good news from judges, courts, lawyers, academics in court settings, travel opportunity situations, royalty income, book publishing deals, agents, publishers, matters connected to deep meaning and purpose. Venus rules the house of a sibling one older. Good news relative to the sibling one older. Mercury rules a sibling one younger, or siblings in general. So great sibling energies are playing out here. Okay. And I did tell you that Mars will eventually, March 2nd, cross into your 9th house, right? And that's going to also become, when I do the March video, which I'm not doing yet, when I see the cosmic lovers here, March 2nd to the 6th of March, this is golden opportunities for sizzling new romance coming your way for singletons looking for love. And this will be a fated love story. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a thing. I will see you next on my other videos. Check out underneath the video. I have Substack where I can write untethered from demonetization risks or shadow banning about world politics and astrology. Check out my Patreon community where I teach classes and have a nice community of really smart people learning astrology with me. And check out my join button here on YouTube for my membership. And did I miss a platform? I don't know. I don't think so. See you guys around. Take care. Ciao, ciao.